Hello fellas, welcome back. We're off down Paul Linfoot. If you don't know who Paul is, he's the most knowledgeable person on RS500s, and he said we can pull out his Bastos RS500. Now this car was the first turbocharged car to win a Spa 24-hour race. We'll be there soon, so I'll catch up with you when we get there.
Right, we'll have to...
How pushing it?
Well, it's not going to fucking over, is it? Right. Keep pushing, you girl. Where do you want it?
It's an artist here. Can we not get it on the floor and put it outside?
Yeah, can do.
Don't mind?
No.
Can't use the air jacks.
You what?
Can't use the air jacks.
I haven't got an attachment for
Have
that.
you not?
No, because
that would have been handy, wouldn't it?
I think I did actually. Well, I put the other one, Caltex car, on air jacks to put it on here.
Aye.
Just put it on jacks and send it up. I'll jack it. You put trolleys out.
Aye.
Right.
Aye.
Right.
Pull it out.
Yeah.
Nice looking car, this, isn't it?
Awesome, isn't it?
Where are you putting the jack there, like?
Onto air jacks.
Ah, right. So I can't see, I wouldn't jack mine up from there.
I've just put it on edge itself.
That's what I was thinking.
I think battery's disconnected. Here's me getting my fat body in back again.
What are you doing, collecting the battery?
Yeah, I always disconnect them.
Is that the original style battery then, Paul?
Is it what?
The original style battery?
Well, it ain't the original battery,
No,
but it
but
will
like
have had something very similar in period.
Like with the screws like that?
Yeah, because it's a dry cell battery, isn't it, for
Right.
racing. So if you roll, it doesn't leak out.
Ah, right.
See if she'll start.
Didn't realise how loud it is till you knock it off.
Hey, aye,
Aye,
hey,
aye, eh?
hey, aye.
What? Right fellas, welcome back. I've came to Paul's. He's brought his Bastos car out for us to have a look at. Bit of a cool old beast, mate.
Yeah, I love it.
Aye, I bet you do.
Yeah, I've been
You haven't had it that long, have you?
No, I think I bought it in about November last year.
Was
Yeah,
it?
About November time last year, yeah.
You sold the car to buy this one, didn't you?
The Louis car I sold to buy this year, which was quite difficult because that was my first touring car I ever bought, and I love that car.
Do you know where it is now? Do you keep in touch with
Yeah,
the owner?
yeah. The guy who bought it is down south. He plans to race it.
Does he?
Yeah, yeah, he's going to race it hopefully, so it'll be back out. It's still in the Texaco livery now, because obviously that car did run a few races in Texaco livery.
And the Louis livery.
But it was predominantly mainly the Louis car. But it did run as Texaco, so I swapped it into the Texaco livery just because there wasn't many pictures of it in period in the Texaco livery,
Right.
so I did that. But the guy who bought it wanted it in the Texaco livery, so he bought it as it was.
This is an Eggenberger car as well, isn't it? And this was originally a Texaco car as well.
That's right. That's
why it's black inside.
Exactly. Now on the obviously Rudy built more than just the what we call the Texaco
Rudy
cars.
Eggenberger.
Yeah, Rudy Eggenberger. He built all the Ford Works cars for Ford, and there was 3 built in 1987, which is chassis number 992, 61, 62, and 63. Then in 88 he built 3 cars in collaboration with Ringhausen Motorsport. There was the Speedway car, the white with Speedway written down it. That's chassis number 99264. Then there was another Texaco car for Ringhausen, which was 99265. That car was rolled and destroyed. I can't remember which racetrack it was, but Klaus Niedwitz was driving it, and he had a puncture about 150 mile an hour, and it flipped it, smashed it to bits. Then there was the Louis car, which was 99266.
Your car?
My old car. So they were in the middle of what we call the Texaco cars. And then in 1988 Rudy built 3 more Texaco cars for Ford to run in the Texaco livery, which was 99267. So that was the first of the 1988 Texaco cars. Then this car, which is 99268, and then the last one, which is owned by a friend of mine in England, which is 99269.
Right.
So there was actually 6 what we call Texaco cars built in period. I mean, they've all run in different liveries. You know, people think that them cars only ever ran as Texaco cars. Well, the early cars probably did, but the later cars like this, obviously this was a Texaco car for 88 for Steve Soper and Pierre Dudonné. That was their car, was this one. But all the other works drivers have driven this car at some point. Niedwitz, Ludwig, Armin Hahn, obviously the 3 drivers when it was this car, so they've all driven it at some point, but mainly it was Steve Soper's and Pierre Dudonné's car in 88 in Texaco livery. Then in 1989 Ford not lost it, but Texaco didn't sponsor the Ford team anymore, so all the Texaco cars people think just disappeared. Well, they didn't. They were all put into different liveries, whoever sponsored them. Exactly. Repainted on the outside and restickered. Well, this car was...
And that's what this is?
Yeah, this car was chosen by Rudy as the best remaining Texaco car. So it was refreshed, updated, and then obviously painted this scheme and put into the Bastos livery to go and race at Spa for the 24-hour race. So there was this car, which was an old Texaco car. Then Rudy built a brand new car, to sister car to this one, which was also in Bastos. Now Rudy Ted said to me that he upset a customer with that car because it was in the workshop virtually finished for a customer, because Rudy built customer cars as well as works cars. And then when Bastos contacted him and said, look, we want 2 cars to run the Spa 24-hour, he didn't have 2 cars. He chose this one. The other cars had all been sold, so he had to use the customer's car. So we had to ring the customer up and say, I'm sorry, you can't have this car because it's, you know, Ford and Bastos want it, and I can't say no to them. So this car and the other car went to Spa 24-hour, and this car won it. Which the main,
won it as well.
I mean, you know, people brush past that and don't think about it. The win, but to actually finish a 24-hour race is an incredible thing to achieve. To podium is yet another unbelievable thing, but to actually win it. And the thing with this is, this was the first ever turbocharged car to win the Spa 24-hour.
Was it really?
Because they're unreliable turbo cars, you see. They always said you'll never get a turbo car to run for 24 hours without blowing up. Well, this car proved it could be done.
There's not many cars that will run for 24 hours.
No, even road cars will run for 24 hours, will they? So it made this obviously quite special for Rudy as a team to run a turbo car and win the 24-hour. And then the following year, they went back to try and do it again. And the sister car, the other Bastos car, that didn't finish. It didn't finish in 89, this was the only one to finish, and in 1990 that was updated again. That didn't finish, but this car did, and it finished 3rd.
Did it? So still on the podium?
Still on the podium in 1990, which again, you know, it's a letdown to the but it isn't.
No,
you
it's
know,
a credit, isn't it?
To still podium.
Aye, amazing.
So this is, you know, worldwide renowned as the best RS500 ever built. And when you look, you know, as we go around and look at it, you'll see that it isn't. Rudy was very clever. He was, I think he was brilliant at building cars, there's no doubt about that. He built a lot of championship winning cars and cars that won all sorts of titles, but he didn't, I think he had a motto: if it isn't broke, don't fix it. You know, like this car, when you look under the bonnet and you'll see it's still running its original twin alternator fat belt.
Can we have a look under the bonnet?
Yeah.
So the engine bay is black as well, still Texaco, like the Texaco?
Yeah,
Texaco car?
I think Rudy was a little bit like old Henry Ford as well. You could have any colour you want as long as it was black. He had a thing for black. Even customer cars were all painted black, but if you wanted them a different colour, then they repainted the outside, but they were always black inside
and under the bonnet.
Was black. But yeah, we're talking about simplicity things. You know, there, look, there's the two standard Ford belts, which if you look at modern cars, they all have the tooth ribbed belts, poly V belts, and what for reliability. A standard radiator in it.
Just a road car radiator?
Standard size road car radiator.
Oh, standard size, that's aluminium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that aftermarket or is that the original?
It's a Burr radiator which was fitted standard.
And then big intercooler there behind it.
Which is a standard RS500 intercooler, remember? Because obviously they were homologated for these cars. But you know, when you look under this engine bay, it's very simple, isn't it?
It is.
It's not cluttered.
No.
It's not overdone. Standard airbox. Obviously 500, standard 500 air intake hose.
Did they have to run the airbox, or could you put a cone filter on?
You could put a cone filter on if you wanted.
The old squirter bottle there?
Yeah, if you remember, we talked about that on the Louis video. That's a BMW.
BMW part?
Yeah, obviously just fitted and did. Standard header tank, look.
Instead of an aluminium one?
Exactly.
Not even cracked that one, Paul.
No, worth a fortune if somebody hadn't drilled it to put the lead off valve in it.
So what power would this have made back in the day? 550, 600?
No, Rudy only ran them at about 480.
Did he?
Because if you look at the Eggenberger cars, they only ever ran 4 injectors. If you look there, they're standard yellow.
Ah, right.
They were just dummy injectors, just put into, so obviously.
Those injectors never got used?
No, they're not wired up.
So what injectors are on? What colour are they?
They're a Bosch.
Oh, that's just like a...
Yeah, I can't remember what CC they are, but they're a big, out of a Porsche originally.
Are they?
That's what they came out of, yeah. But Rudy only ran 480 because it was reliable, you see. Like the Eggenberger cars only ran a 7, and this car's the same, only has a 7.5 inch diff in the back. As all the other cars ran a 9-inch Ford or a 9-inch Harrop. Rudy only ran a 7.5, and when I asked him about that, he just smiled and said, well, works.
Aye, fair enough, fair enough.
Know, like everything he sort of looked at, well, if it works and it's all right, leave it.
Aye, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly, that was, I'm pretty sure was his motto, but you know, his cars were beautifully built. They were always classed as the best built cars in the world. His attention to detail, if you know what you're looking at, is, you know, it's just silly things like how they notched that roll cage out there, look for that.
Oh, for the nut?
Yeah. Just little attention to detail things he does.
What's this coming off the turbo, Paul, this?
It's to tell the exhaust gas temperatures.
Oh, is that what it's for, sensor?
Yeah. So it feeds that back to ECU, you see.
It is an amazing car, piece of history as well, isn't it?
It's in brilliant condition.
It's been restored though, hasn't it?
No.
No, this is original.
Only on the outside. It's obviously been repainted. On the outside.
You were saying, last time I was down, you're debating putting like a wrap on it in Texaco?
I was going to wrap it in Texaco, but I can't because obviously there's 2 colours there, so there's a line there, look, that you can see under that gold stripe. Well, if I wrap it, you'll see that under wrap.
Would it bug you?
Yeah, oh, it'll do my head in.
Would it?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing is stripping the paint off the car on the outside, paint it black like it was originally, put the Texaco livery on it for maybe a year, 2 years, so I can get a lot of photographs and that of it, you know, back in Texaco. Then if I want to put it back in Bastos, I'll wrap it.
Wrap it Bastos?
Yeah, I can wrap it in Bastos then, you see.
That's a good idea.
Because I mean, it is black underneath anyway. If you see where it's chipped through, you'll see it's black underneath there anyway.
Is there some chips on it, is there?
Well, I've touched them all in.
But there was?
You know, there was an odd few.
Has it been pumped at any time? Because it's got quite a gap, hasn't it, on the
that's just because they took the wings off, you see, when they put the air jacks in, because all the air jack towers have to be welded on the inner wing. So when they put them back on, They don't.
It's a race car.
It's a race car. They don't. But yeah, they're same at both sides. It was never. But I mean, obviously, if you look at pictures of it in period when it was doing the Spa 24-hour, it had a little bit of a knockdown this side, a crease in wing door and back quarter. Bumper was taped on at one point. You see a load of duct tape holding bumper on. But Rudy had it restored after he'd finished the Spa 24-hour. He had it put back absolutely mint, because Rudy kept this car. It was the only car he ever kept. All the race, because he was so proud of the 24-hour win. So he kept this car and put it in his showroom, so he wanted it mint.
I love it, mate. I love the wheels and everything on them.
Yeah, these want refurbishing really. They're a bit scruffy, but they're the original wheels off the car. I've got another set in silver that obviously when it ran as a Texaco car, they had silver centres. So I've got them. I've got a brand new set for it as well, that when I repaint it, I'll put the brand new set on.
I love the slicks and everything. I love all the just race cars are just cool, aren't they?
Yeah, genuine bumpers and genuine splitters on it. I love the livery, I do love it, but there's just, you know, when you watch the old videos and that back in the day and you look at the Texaco cars, they just look
class. I think I prefer the Texaco. For me, it's more recognisable.
Everybody remembers the Texaco cars, and a lot like this, a lot of people won't realise. Well, this car ran in two other liveries as well.
Did it?
Yeah, it ran the Texaco in '88, then in '89, early '89, it was in the Ford Motorsport livery, which was white with like blue stripes going that way. I'll send you some pictures.
I'll send some pictures.
And then I can't pronounce it, Borbet or something like that. You see the 1/18 scale model of the Borbet car. Right. That was this car. So again, you know, we've mentioned this before. I get a load of people saying to me, "Do you know where that car is? That original car?" That's it.
Totally different.
Well, this is that car.
Just different paintwork, different livery.
Swap the livery, because as I say, end of '88, you see, the Texaco and Ford sponsorship deal finished, so all the cars had to be put in whatever sponsor. You know, because if they were doing the Spa 24-hour, it was Bastos. If they were doing the Nürburgring 24-hour, it'll have been another sponsor. Right. So the cars were constantly changed to suit whoever was sponsoring them at the time, you see. What was Bastos like as a company? What did they do? Do you know, nobody knows, do they? No. Like you could tell me it's gravy granules or something, I wouldn't have a clue. Cigarettes. Is that what it is? Cigarettes? Bastos is cigarettes, yeah. Because we're having a lot of trouble, well, not a lot of trouble, but there's a few people, now you see, you're not allowed to sponsor cigarettes anymore, are you? It's like when we went to Spa with Kerry McMahon's Benson and Hedges car that we were looking after. There's a bloke there. You can't run it like that, mate. What do you mean? You're not allowed cigarette sponsorship anymore. Like, God. The original car. The original car, mate. We're not going to peel it off, because there is one running around Australia, and they've actually changed it. But you know, because you recognise it, you don't notice. He's changed the Benson and Hedges to Henson and Bedges. So he just swapped the B and H round. But because we recognise the livery, and your brain automatically corrects it, doesn't it? So until somebody actually points it out, you're like, well, I never even noticed. You never noticed. You never noticed. But yeah, for cigarettes, and it's amazing how many people don't know what Bastos is. I didn't have a clue what Bastos was. It's like Jackson's. There's an Australian car running Jackson's, which was blue with just Jackson's written down. That's cigarettes as well. Is it? And I'd never heard of them. Cigarettes were big back in the day, like this, like the 80s. It was cigarettes and oil companies won it. Like Shell, there was JPS sponsored a lot of Formula 1 cars and a lot of touring cars, and everybody remembers JPS cigarettes, don't they? Benson and Hedges, everybody remembered them. Especially if you were 13 and at a school in a council estate, you used to go and sneak your 10 B&H on a weekend, didn't you? Did you say you've got some in your museum? Yeah, do you want to have a look? I've got the original, because I know Gianfranco Brancatelli very well. We've become quite good friends, and how it came about was Gianfranco has been driving this car over the last sort of 2017, 18, 19. The guy who I bought the car off, Peter Sturgeon, he got Gianfranco to race this car all over Europe, so we drove it again. And we were at Alton Park, I think it must be 2017 or 18, I can't remember what now, and the car had a little bump. It had a running together with a good friend of mine, actually, Jason Winshaw, who had a Super Tourer, a Volvo, and him and Gianfranco had a bit of a coming together, and he damaged down this side of the car, and I helped him repair it.
Is this before you owned it?
Yeah, before I owned it, yeah. Put a big dint in the door and pushed alt wing in. And I was working with Rudy Eggenberger fixing it, which was incredible, you know, to work with your idol as such, you know, when it comes to car builders. And Gianfranco had to fly home urgently. There was a problem at home with his business. So there was nobody to drive the car. And Peter Sturgeon said to me, well, you're used to left-hand drive. You've got a left-hand drive, you know, works car. Why don't you drive it?
Really?
No, you take it. I said, well, I ain't going to be very fast. I'm not a professional race driver like Gianfranco Brancatelli. It don't matter, he says, just go out and enjoy yourself. And it's quite a funny story because I didn't have my helmet with me, my race suit or anything. So I had to go around scavenging it.
Did you? Popping race suits?
Well, the only thing that fit me was the helmet. I borrowed a helmet off my mate Ali, which fit. I borrowed some overalls off Alan Strachan. Alan's about the same height as me, he's just over 6 foot. But he's like that. And I'm not like that. So I had to squeeze it. Honestly, I was like, and I just managed to squeeze into these overalls. Then I had to borrow some gloves. Well, I've got massive hands, and these gloves came to about here. And then I had to borrow some proper race boots. They were size 7 and I'm size 9.
Really?
And then I get in car, Gianfranco's about that big. You'll see when I stand next to his race suit, it's tiny. I get in car and I'm like that. And I had to do 3 qualifying laps to be able to race. So I had to go in car and I was driving with my head on the side like that, just for 3 laps to qualify.
Buzzing though.
Honestly, it was incredible. So I did the race. Obviously, I didn't win it because I went out 2 laps late anyway because by the time I'd got seat moved and messed about. But
I wouldn't be bothered about winning. I would just be happy to be out on the track.
That's all I was bothered about. It was absolutely fabulous, and it was really funny because when I came in after the race, obviously most people thought it was Gianfranco Brancatelli because he was known for racing this car, and everybody knew he was there that weekend racing it. And when I got out, there was loads of people taking photographs, and they must have thought,
"Where's that?
That Brancatelli's put some weight on, hasn't he? You know,
he's got some hair."
yeah. And then, as I say, I got to know Gianfranco very well. He knew I'd bought the car, and he was really pleased I'd got it. And anyway, he emailed me and said, "I've got something for you. Give me your address, and I'll show you." He sent me over his Bastos race suit, the original Bastos suit.
Should we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's get keys.
What an amazing place. Stand next to them, Paul. Let's see you.
You can, I think, work out.
He's a couple of inches shorter.
Quite a few. I think he's only about 5'4" or something. Is Gianfranco.
So he sent you those in the post?
He sent me that race suit in the post, yeah, which was absolutely incredible. Because I mean, they're worth a lot of money. You know, people like I do. I collect them, as you can see. I've got quite a few, and they're worth a lot of money. And he wouldn't take anything for them. He wanted me to have them, and then about a couple of months later, he sent me his helmet.
Oh, cool.
And
that's actually his helmet?
That's his helmet, and you can see him there in a Texaco car wearing that helmet. That's Gianfranco driving the car.
Is that your Louis car?
That's it, yeah. That's the Louis car, yeah. That's the Louis car. With me driving it at Silverstone Classic. You can see Bastos car there behind.
Cool place, this man, Paul. Well, I like your bottle cover. Who makes them?
A mate of mine, Mark Thompson, MT Motorsport, he makes them. He made them for me.
But they're not cheap. Built aluminium, is that?
Yeah, about 300 quid, I think.
Oh, that's not too bad, really.
No, not bad.
Especially if you can get you something unique on it, like your name.
Yeah, I'm going to get some more done with Paul Linfoot Racing on. Oh, there it is. Hang on a minute. There is
Borbet.
Borbet. Yeah, that is the Bastos car in that livery.
In the livery. I've never seen that livery before.
No, it wasn't a big, ran for a lot of years in that. So that was obviously one of the liveries it ran in. Oh, there's the one we were talking about. Look, the fags.
Peter Jackson.
Glenn Seaton car from Australia.
Where'd you get these? I've never even seen that model before.
Haven't you?
No.
Yeah, you can buy them on the internet.
Can you?
Yeah, they're hard to get now because
they fetch good money as well, the models, don't they?
Some of them are crazy money.
Like that. What's that, 1/8 or
112?
112. I remember when they came out.
Yeah, they're selling for £1,000 now.
Are they really?
Yeah. Because I've got two more. I bought 3.
Did you?
But I must have one painted in Bastos livery.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
It's a little place, this mind.
Good, isn't it?
That's it, fellas. Thanks for watching, and yet again, mate, thanks for having us down.
You're very welcome.
Been a pleasure. Thanks for getting your car out.
No problem.
I'll leave links to Paul's social media below. He's got a couple of Facebook pages, Paul Linfoot Racing and RS500
the
owners.
RS500 owners page, yeah.
I'll leave Instagram as well, Paul.
Yeah, I do use it a little bit.
A little bit. I'll leave my Instagram below as well. But yet again, thanks again, Paul.
You're welcome.
I'll catch you soon, fellas. Cheers. Spot on, mate.
Lovely.